That is the field before the lines and bases are put down. The grounds crew performs the same ritual for every game on every field, laying chalk lines, putting down bases, mowing the outfield. It's as timeless as the game itself, and it's all in anticipation of two words: play ball.
Third baseman Jake Herndon. Batting fifth, the pitcher Landon Messick. Batting sixth, number 2, playing shortstop Hayden Hartzog. Batting seventh, number 12, playing first base Harrison Wimberly. Batting eighth, number 5, DHing Manning Thompson, and batting ninth, number 11, playing left field, Ivy Sweatman. Playing right field will be number 8, Connor Carlton. Subs will be number 3, Caleb Byron, number 15, Clinton Westbury. Coaches are Brent Jackson, Pinckney Thompson, and Richard Purvis. I'll run down through the Moncks corner lineup in the bottom half of the inning. Pitching today, starting pitcher for Moncks corner will be number 5, J.P. Proctor. Coaches for Moncks corner are Steve Pauley, Pete Myers, Butch Watson, and Chad Salisbury. Umpires for today, behind the plate we have Mike Seeley, and in the field we have Aaron Epps and Perry Funny. And it looks like we're about ready for the first pitch of championship day, and here it is, high and outside for ball 1. So 1-0 count here. No outs, top of the first. Next pitch, a little high for ball 2. So 2-0 count here. And that batter, Hunter Hartzog, is ahead of the count on pitcher J.P. Proctor. Next pitch will hit Hartzog in the back. And that'll be the leadoff runner on here for St. George, who lost 13-7 in the first matchup against Moncks Corner. But they were leading at one point, I believe, 5-1 in that ball game before Moncks Corner bats started heating up. So runner on first base, and coming up to bat will be the catcher, number 9, Trevor Hilton. Proctor from the stretch, who's been really good third baseman, both defensively and offensively for Moncks Corner this week. Pickoff moved to first, but Hartzog will get back in time. It's a beautiful Thursday morning here at Oscar Frazier Park. Field number 2, beautiful Bluffton, South Carolina. It's been a great week of baseball, and we've been thoroughly excited in hosting this tournament, and it's been everything we anticipated it would be. So Proctor from the stretch looking on. He hasn't thrown a pitch yet to Hilton. First pitch, Hilton's going to be inside for ball 1. On field 3, we have the visiting Sumter Junior Boys playing our host Beaufort County Junior Boys for that brackets championship. Here's the next pitch from Proctor. Inside corner for the first strike from Proctor of the game. So that'll even the count up 1-1. No outs here. The leadoff hitter, Hunter Hartzog, is on first base for St. George. So Proctor will look in to get his sign. From the stretch, another pickoff move by Proctor. It's been a good tournament for both these teams. Next pitch to Hilton is fouled off to the backstop. So Proctor ahead on the hitter now, 1-2 so far in this game. So top of the first, runner on first base, no outs here. 1-2 count to the catcher, Trevor Hilton. Proctor with another pickoff move. And as I will say once again, these 13 and 14-year-old pitchers are extremely worried and love pickoff moves here at this tournament. Proctor looking in, here's the pitch. Swung on and hit to the left side. That will be foul. The third baseman, Miller McGuire, will get it back into play. So Hilton will stay alive here. 1-2 count still. No outs in the top of the first inning. Thank everybody for viewing today. I know we're excited to be able to provide this live stream for everybody to watch the games. Next pitch in there, but it looks like it'll be a little inside for ball 2. 2-2 count now on the batter, Trevor Hilton for St. George. So Proctor will look in and get his sign. Looks like he's ready, but no, he's not. He'll try another pickoff move over to first base. And Hartzog will yet again stand up safely. 2-2 count to the batter, Hilton. Here's the pitch, and Hartzog will take off from first base. And it swung on and missed, but the ball gets by the catcher, Mason Salisbury. And Hilton will take off to first base, in which he will make safely. But I believe Hilton cannot, that's correct. Hilton cannot take off to first base because there was a runner on first there, even if he was stealing on a strikeout with a runner on first. With no open base, the hitter cannot advance to first. So that will be a strikeout and 1 out here now for J.P. Proctor. And stepping to the plate will be number 1, Tyler Wright, the center fielder for St. George, who's had an extremely good tournament so far, hitting a home run his first time against Moncks Corner, and also hitting a hard single as well yesterday in the delayed postponed game that we had to play the next morning. But Wright's a big athletic kid, a lot of good bat speed that he generates, and the ball just springs off his bat. So it looks like we're ready to resume here. 1 out in the top of the first. Runner Hunter Hartzog is on second base. Proctor looking in from the stretch, and here's his pitch. All speed pitch in there for strike 1. So 0-1 count here to the hitter Wright. Runner from second base will get his lead. Proctor still looking in for his sign. He's got it. Looking back, the runner, here's his pitch. Way behind Wright. Great stop by Salisbury. I have no clue how he blindly got a glove on that ball. It went way behind the hitter Wright for ball 1. So that's a 1-1 count now. 1 out here. Top of the first inning. Pickoff attempt, but no throw by J.P. Proctor. So Wright will step back in the batter's box, and he'll look to get home the first run of the game here for St. George. Next, another pickoff move, but this one is thrown but not in time. That's probably the 6th pickoff move that Proctor's had so far, and we're only the 3rd batter in the game. Proctor looked like he's set. Here's his pitch from the stretch. Swung on and hit hard to the left side. That's going to get by diving Dylan Lambert. Hartzog will come around third, and the throw will not be in time. And the first run of the game will be scored by the St. George All-Stars as Hunter Hartzog comes around from second base. So another RBI there by the 3-hole hitter for St. George, Tyler Wright. So your score is St. George 1, Moncks Corner 0 early here in the top of the first. And next up the bat will be number 20, the 3rd baseman, Jake Herndon. Clear the count. So your runner on first is Tyler Wright. Pitch from Proctor, swung on and big cut by Herndon for strike 1. So St. George takes an early lead, but Moncks Corner is in a familiar position. They've actually, even though they're the undefeated team, they've been behind in most games early on so far in this tournament. but they are a seasoned ball club. Here's the next pitch from Proctor, and Wright will take off from first. Throw down to second is in time, and nice tag there by Ben Cohen. Great throw by the catcher, Mason Salisbury. And they will get Tyler Wright attempted to steal second base. So now the bases are clear. 2 outs here in the top of the first. 1-1 count. But as I said, Moncks Corner, they battle. A lot of these guys on this team were on the junior boys state championship team from last year. Here's the next pitch from Proctor. Swung on and hit it to the right side. The right fielder will have to run a long way for this one, but it'll fall foul. Jackson Blackburn made a great attempt at that one, but it'll fall just foul for a long strike. 1-2 count now on the batter, Jake Herndon. The winning team from today will move on to play in the World Series in Aiken, South Carolina. Here's the next pitch from Proctor, and that will hit Herndon. That'll be the second hit batter of the inning by the pitcher, J.P. Proctor. Herndon will trot on down to first base. And next up to bat will be the pitcher, number 10, Landon Messick. So runner on first base, 2 outs here. St. George looking to add on to their 1-0 lead here in the top of the first. Proctor looking to get his sign, and here's his pitch. A little inside for ball 1. Proctor having some control issues so far in the game. Already hitting 2 batters here. Here's the next pitch from Proctor, and swung on and fouled to the backstop to even the count at 1-1. Score check for the junior boys state championship game. Beaufort County's down 3-0 so far with 1 out in the top of the first. So Sumner is taking a 3-0 lead over there against the Beaufort All-Stars. Here's the next pitch from Proctor. Big time curveball right there for a strike. And Proctor will get ahead on the hitter, Landon Messick. 1-2. 2 outs here. Jake Herndon for St. George's on first base. Quick pick off there by Proctor, but Herndon will slide back safely. So Proctor looking to get out of this inning and get his Moncks Corner hitters back in the dugout. Here's the pitch. Inside corner for strike 3. And that'll move us on to the bottom of the first, but not before St. George takes a 1-0 lead in this ball game on an RBI single by Tyler Wright. You're on the County Channel. We'll see you in the bottom half. We'll be back in just a minute. Back here for the bottom of the first. Score is St. George 1, Moncks Corner 0, and we'll go through the home team lineup here quickly. Leading off for Moncks Corner will be number 5, the pitcher, J.P. Proctor. Batting second, playing short, number 3, Dylan Lambert. Batting third baseman, number 9, Miller McGuire. Batting cleanup, number 11, catching, Mason Salisbury. Batting fifth, playing center field, number 6, A.J. Leggett. Batting sixth, number 10, playing left field, Hagan Gregory. Batting seventh, first baseman, number 4, Ryan Pierce. Batting eighth, playing right field, number 2, Jackson Blackburn. And playing second base, number 1, Ben Cohen. Substitutes for the day will be number 12, Gavin Driggers, number 8, Kevin Stevens, and number 7, Hamden Weathers. And coaches for Moncks Corner. I think I said them in the first, but make sure Steve Pauley, Pete Myers, Butch Watson, and Chad Salisbury. And leading off, as I just said, is number 5, J.P. Proctor, pitching today for Moncks Corner. First pitch to Proctor is in there for a strike. Starting pitcher for St. George will be number 10, Landon Messick. Next pitch inside for ball 1. So 1-1 count now. Bottom of the first inning. St. George has gotten on the board first here in this championship day. Next pitch is high and outside for ball 2. So 2-1 count to Proctor, which has had a hot bat this whole tournament. Here's the next pitch. Swung on a hard hit ball to second base. Slide and play by the second baseman, Hunter Hartzog. And he'll throw on to first base to get Proctor for the first out in the bottom of the first. Nice defensive play there by Hartzog. Next up the bat will be the shortstop, number 3, Dylan Lambert.
Now up the bat, number 3, Dylan Lambert.
So Messick will look on from the windup, and here's his pitch. Swung on and fouled off to the left side, out of play. That'll be 0-1 count here to Lambert. Next pitch from Messick. Swung on and hit to over the shortstop head, and that'll get in for a base hit by Dylan Lambert, the shortstop for Moncks Corner. And Moncks Corner will have their first hit of the ball game. And stepping in the batter's box will be number 9, third baseman Miller McGuire. That was not sharply hit, but Dylan Lambert got enough of it to get it out of the outfield for a hit. Here's the next pitch outside, and that is airmailed over the second baseman's head as Dylan Lambert will slide in for a hit. So we're just now coming on? You know Scott forgot to turn it on, so we're just now coming on the air? So next pitch, swung on and missed by the hitter Miller McGuire, and that'll run the count. 0-1 or 1? 1-1 count here to Miller McGuire. Dylan Lambert is on second, though, with a stolen base. Here's the next pitch in the dirt for ball 2. So 2-1 count now. Moncks Corner has a runner in scoring position. Next pitch is hard ground ball hit to shortstop. Nice play by the shortstop, and he'll throw on the first for the out. That was a short hop that Hayden Hartzog came up to nab, and nice strike over to first for the second out of the inning. Dylan Lambert will advance to third base on the play. So runner on third, but there's 2 outs here, and Messick will try to get the St. George All-Stars out of the inning. Stepping into the batter's box will be number 11, the catcher, Mason Salisbury. Salisbury helped out his pitcher last inning by throwing out a runner to kind of break up the rally that St. George and momentum they had. First pitch is in there for a strike by Messick. Messick looking in for his sign. Here's the pitch. In there for strike 2. Nice off-speed pitch there by Landon Messick. Oh, never mind. I apologize. It sounds like they called a balk. I believe it took Messick. He kind of quick pitched there and didn't give himself enough time to set. So Lambert will run home to score, and that'll even up the game at 1-1. Next pitch is inside. So I believe that's a 2-1 count now. I apologize. I guess we had the count messed up. Mason Salisbury tried on down to first base for a walk. that balk kind of threw everybody off trying to figure out what the count was, but we will have a pinch runner for Salisbury, the catcher for Moncks Corner. I can't tell who it is, but I believe it may be number 8, Kevin Stevens, on first now. Next up to bat will be number 6, A.J. Leggett. All right, now number 7, Hampton Weathers, is actually the pinch runner for Salisbury. So runner on first base, Moncks Corner has evened up this game as Dylan Lambert came home to score on a balk by the pitcher Landon Messick. First pitch to Leggett is way outside for ball 1. 1-0 count, 2 outs here. Your score is St. George 1, Moncks Corner 1 here in the bottom of the first. Next pitch from Messick, and Weathers will take off on a hit and run play, and that is smoked down to the right field line, but foul. A.J. Leggett just barely missed extra bases there, but it is just a long, noisy strike. 1-1 count here, 2 outs. Bottom of the first inning here at field number 2, Oscar Frazier Park in Bluffton, South Carolina. Looks like Messick is ready. Here's a pitch from the stretch. Runner will go. Good throw by the catcher, but the ball was a little up the line, and the shortstop, Hayden Hartsog, I apologize, that's Hunter Hartsog, the second baseman that fielded that. And Weathers will slide into second with a stolen base. So runner now in scoring position for A.J. Leggett at the bat for Moncks Corner. Here's the next pitch. In there for a strike. So that'll even the count up at 2-2 here to the center fielder, Leggett. Leggett was the starting pitcher last night for Moncks Corner and did a really good job giving up no runs in that game. Next pitch is fouled off to the backstop, so Leggett will stay alive. A lot of pitches thrown by both starting pitchers so far here in the first. Messick looking in for a sign. Here's the pitch, a little inside for ball 3. That'll run the count full. So 3-2 count here, 2 outs. Runner on second base for Moncks Corner, and our score is all tied at 1 apiece. Messick is ready. Here's his pitch, swung on and hit high to left field. I don't know if he'll get enough of it. He will not. And the left fielder, Ivy Sweatman, will make the catch for out number 3. So we'll move on to the top of the second. Moncks Corner even the score at 1-1 there in the bottom half of the inning. So we'll move on to the top of the second. You're on the County Channel. We'll see you in just a minute.
Todd's a great guy. I mean, look at him. What a sweetheart. Attaboy. Wait, Todd, what are you doing? How totally selfish and un-Todd-like of you. Come on, Todd. Come on, man.
Hey, I'm Josh Reddick, World Series champ, and you're watching the County Channel.
I'm a South Carolinian, and my vote counts.
My vote counts.
I'm from South Carolina,
The Palmetto State.
and my vote counts.
My vote counts.
Mi voto cuenta.
This year, thousands of South Carolinians will vote using the newest, most advanced voting technology in the world. Every vote matters, and every vote counts.
I'm a South Carolinian. My vote counts.
Back here for the top of the second inning. Here's the first pitch from Proctor. And Proctor's first pitch will hit the shortstop, number 2, Hayden Hartsog, right between the numbers. So Hartsog will take his first base, and that is the 3rd hit by pitch so far in this game by the starting pitcher, J.P. Proctor. So the leadoff runner is on, or leadoff hitter is on, excuse me, for St. George here in the top of the second, and stepping up to the batter's box will be number 12, the first baseman, Harrison Wimberly. So Proctor will look in and get a sign, and he will make another pickoff move. Proctor make sure he keeps these St. George runners at bay. Another pickoff move. Hartsock has maybe a 2-step lead over there on first base. He's not really looking like he's really willing to steal here. Nevertheless, Proctor is throwing over yet again. So that's 3 pickoff moves. We get to throw a pitch here to the batter, Harrison Wimberly. 4th pickoff move in a row. This is becoming rather laughable here in the press box. So the 5th pickoff move in a row, and if anybody's seeing Hartsock's lead over at first, it's not very big. So Proctor will look in, and another pickoff move. So that's 6th in a row here. So Proctor looking on, and here's his pitch. So 1-0 count. No outs here in the top of the 2nd inning. Another pickoff move here from Proctor. I'm glad they don't count pickoff moves as pitches, because Proctor probably already reached his limit here for the game. Yeah, Proctor looking in for another sign, and here it is. Here's a pitch. High and outside for ball 2. So Proctor's now behind in the hitter Wimberly, 2-0 here in the count. No outs here in the top of the 2nd inning. Runner on first base, and manager for Moncks Corner, Steve Pauley, is going to come out and talk to his pitcher. Well, Shannon said it wasn't even, Scott forgot to turn it on, so it wasn't like literally a my back. All right, we're back here at the top of the 2nd, ready for action. So run on first base. The count is 2-0 on the hitter, Harrison Wimberly. J.P. Proctor is still on the mound for Moncks Corner. And another pickoff move. I think we can correlate the hit by pitches and balls thrown so far in the game towards all the pickoff moves thrown over to first. Next pitch will make it to home plate, but it's way outside, and now run the count 3-0 on the hitter Wimberly. So 3-0 count here. Top of the 2nd inning, St. George and Moncks Corner all square at 1 apiece. Next pitch from Proctor is outside once again, and Wimberly will trot down to first base for his free pass. So hit by pitch, and base on ball here, first 2 batters in this inning for Moncks Corner. And we'll have time again. Manager Steve Pauley is going to walk out to the mound, and I have a feeling this time we will have a pitching change. And we'll take a break here on the County Channel. We'll be right back to let you know who will be coming to pitch for Moncks Corner. You're on the County Channel. All right, back here at the top of the second inning, we do have a pitching change for Moncks Corner. Now pitching will be number 3, the former shortstop, Dylan Lambert, and Proctor will move on to take his place at short. Looks like Lambert's ready to the first pitch to the hitter, number 5, Manning Thompson, and he has a swing and a miss for strike 1. So 0-1 count here to the DH, Manning Thompson. Runners are on first and second. No outs here, and Lambert will come on to see if he can put out this rally by St. George. Swung on and tapped back to Lambert. Lambert will throw on to third for 1 out, and McGuire will throw on to first for a double play. Man, that was a great double play by Lambert and McGuire. McGuire showing off his arm strength by covering third base and basically throwing off his back foot, throwing a strike over to the first baseman Ryan Pierce for the double play. So 2 outs here quickly. Next up the bat will be number 11, Ivy Sweatman. There is a runner on second base though. Pitch from Lambert swung on and missed. So 0-1 count here. 2 outs now on the top of the second. Man, that'll take a lot of momentum out. Lambert looking on, see if he can get himself out of this inning. Check swing strike. Nice off-speed pitch there by Dylan Lambert. So Sweatman quickly behind 0-2 here in the count. Here's next pitch from Lambert. Swung on and missed, and Lambert will come on and do a great job and get Moncks Corner out of that inning without any harm being done. So we'll move on to the bottom of the second. Your score remains St. George 1, Moncks Corner 1. You're here on the County Channel. We'll be back in just a second. Back here for the bottom of the second. Your score is St. George 1, Moncks Corner 1. We have a pitcher's duel going on early on. New pitcher, though, for St. George is number 1, Tyler Wright. First pitch for Tyler Wright is in there for a strike to the hitter. Trying to see who's leading off this inning. I believe it's number 10, Hagan Gregory. Wright's ready, and here's his 0-1 pitch. Inside for ball 1. Wright has a live fastball. One of the best hitters so far in this tournament. He's been on base a lot and has had a lot of RBIs, so he's showing that he can also pitch for St. George. Next pitch low for ball 2. So 2-1 count here to Gregory, left fielder for Moncks Corner. Score on field 3 is now 7-2 in favor of Sumter, who one of their batters just came up and hit an absolute bomb of a 3-run home run. So 7-2 game over in the junior boys field 3 game. Here's the next pitch from right. Swung on and fouled off to the right side for strike 2. So that'll even the count at 2-2 here. No outs, bottom of the 2nd inning. Both teams have already made a pitching change, both coming here in the 2nd inning. Next pitch coming from right. Swung on and missed for a strikeout. That'll be the first for Tyler Wright and the first out at the bottom of the 2nd. Coming to the plate will be number 4, first baseman Ryan Pierce for Moncks Corner.
Number 4, Ryan Pierce.
Yeah, we had another pitcher's duel on the same field last night. First pitch from Wright's in there for a strike. The final score was 2-0 in favor of Moncks Corner. Their pitchers held Hartsville Northern scoreless. Jace Atkinson for Hartsville Northern threw a gem, though, but did not get the win. Ground ball hit to Hayden Hartzog at second base, thrown over the first, and great pick by the first baseman Harrison Wimberly for out number 2. So some good defense being played out there by the St. George All-Stars here in the first couple of innings. 2 outs down the bottom of the 2nd, and coming up to bat will be number 2, the right fielder Jackson Blackburn. Here's a pitch from right. Outside corner, perfect pitch, strike 1. 0-1 count here to the batter Jackson Blackburn. These pitchers are working quickly today, trying to beat the heat. Here's next pitch from right in the dirt. Ball 1. 1-1 count now to Blackburn. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the 2nd. St. George holding the Moncks Corner hitters at bay, but Moncks Corner looking for a 2-out rally. Swung on and hit hard to shortstop. Hartzog will field it and throw over to first base for out number 3. And Tyler Wright, the pitcher for St. George, makes quick work of the Moncks Corner All-Stars. We'll move on to the top of the 3rd. Your score is still 1-1. You're on the County Channel. We'll be back in just a minute.
Did you put a new dent in that? This one? No. Were you texting and driving again? Yes.
Hi, Leah.
Hi, Dad.
Sorry about your bumper.
Back here at field number 2, Oscar Frazier Park in Bluffton, South Carolina. Dixie Boys State Championship, Thursday. And St. George is tied up with the Moncks Corner All-Stars 1-1. First pitch from Lambert to the batter, Hunter Hartzog's in there for strike 1. So back to the top of the line for St. George. Next pitch, way outside by Lambert, even the count at 1-1. Strong showing so far by the pitchers on the day. Next pitch in there for a strike for Lambert, so he'll get ahead of the hitter 1-2 here, top of the 3rd inning. Next pitch from Lambert, a little outside and low for ball 2. 2-2 count now. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. And Lambert will get a quick first out here in the top of the 3rd inning here at field 2. Stepping in the batter's box will be number 9, Trevor Hilton. Catcher for the St. George All-Stars. Here's a pitch from Lambert, and that's popped up to the right side. First baseman Ben Cohen will call off the first baseman and catch it easily for out number 2. So I believe that's 6 pitches and 2 outs now here in the top of the 3rd. Lambert will step on the rubber and face number 1, Tyler Wright, the new pitcher for St. George. Tyler Wright is credited with the RBI single and the responsible for the 1 run on the board for St. George. Big cut by Wright and fouled off to the backstop. So 0-1 count here. Lambert's come on and thrown a lot of strikes here so far in the game, pounding the strike zone in the 5 hitters he's now faced. Next pitch from Lambert, swung on and hard hit ball to second base, but a nice hop, and Cohen fields it and throws on to first base, and Moncks Corner will quickly make quick work of the St. George All-Stars here in the top of the 3rd. We'll move on. Your score is still all tied up at 1 apiece. We'll see you in the bottom of the 3rd. You're on the County Channel. Back here for the bottom of the 3rd. Your score is still St. George 1, Moncks Corner 1. Moncks Corner coming on the bat here, and number 1, Ben Cohen, will lead off the inning for Moncks Corner. Here's the pitch from Wright. A little low for ball 1. Moncks Corner looking to get some runners on here and get some runs on the board. Swung on and hit hard to right center field. That's going to get down for at least a single. Cohen will round first base and take off the second, and he will stand up and he will lead off the bottom of the 3rd as he flexes out there on second base. Lead off double for Ben Cohen. So we're back up at the top of the lineup in number 5, J.P. Proctor. Yeah, it looks like Ben Cohen had a little break there to take off his elbow pad. So we're ready to resume here. Tyler Wright looking back from the stretch, taking a look at the second base runner. And that'll be a small pickoff attempt, but no throw. Very dangerous hitter up the bat for Moncks Corner, and I'm sure Wright is aware of that as I wave to the director of Parks and Rec in Moncks Corner. Becky Ellison's out here today. First pitch from Tyler Wright in there for a ball, so 1-0 count. Here to the batter, Proctor. Runner on second base, though. No outs here in the bottom of the 3rd. Proctor will ask for time, but home plate umpire will not give it to him. Swung on and laced to left field. That'll get in for a single, but the left fielder, Ivy Sweatman, will come up firing home to keep Ben Cohen at third base. So a lot cooking here so far from Moncks Corner, and come up to bat will be number 3, Dylan Lambert, the current pitcher for Moncks Corner, who already has a single in this game. So runners on the corner, no outs, and Moncks Corner's looking to take the lead here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Right, taking a look back at the runner on first base. Toes of rubber. Proctor will take off. Ryder will step off. Cohen will act like he'll run home. And then we have a pickle here at third base. Cohen throws, or we got about 12. Wow. There's about 8 players involved in that pickle, and St. George does a great job. Tyler Wright stepping off, making sure Proctor doesn't get to second base, and instead of throwing it, he throws it home to make sure Ben Cohen doesn't make it home safely, and they get Cohen out in the rundown. So 1 out here. Proctor does make it all the way to third base. 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd. Here's a pitch from Wright. Swung on, and that's popped straight up, but it looks like it will get out of play. So 0-1 count as Wright gets ahead of the hitter, Dylan Lambert. I'm not sure what, I think Proctor had the right idea, but I think he took off a little early. I think they would rather look for the catcher to try to throw it home, throw it to second, rather than the pitcher step off. But either way, pitch is in there high for ball 1. So 1-1 count to Dylan Lambert. Looks like we're ready to resume action. Tyler Wright from the stretch. He gets the sign from his catcher. Here's a pitch. Barely misses outside corner for ball 2. So 2-1 count here. 1 out, runner on third for Moncks Corner. Still the same score. St. George 1, Moncks Corner 1 here in the bottom of the 3rd. Right from the stretch. Pitch is high and it gets past the catcher. Proctor will come home and slide in safely for the 2nd run of the ball game for Moncks Corner. They will take the lead 2-1 here on what looks like it's probably a pass ball. It hit the catcher's mitt, and the number 9 Trevor Hilton couldn't hang on. So 2-1 score here in favor of Moncks Corner in the bottom of the 3rd. 3-1 count to the batter Dylan Lambert. No runners on now here, bottom of the 3rd. So Wright will resume back from the windup. Here's the pitch. High for ball 4. So Lambert will run on down with the 1st. And the catcher takes his time trying to go get the ball. And Lambert, good speed, hustles all the way to second base. I think Trevor Hilton still upset with himself for missing that ball before that allowed Proctor come in to score, and just wasn't thinking. So Lambert will be on second now on the base on balls, and step into the play will be number 9, Miller McGuire. So runner on second, 1 out here at the bottom of the 3rd. Wright will fake a pickoff move to second base, but no throw on the play. Here's the pitch from Wright. Swung on and hit the center field. I'm sorry, that was actually a lot softer, really just a flare out to shortstop. The shortstop, Hayden Hartzog, had to go back a few steps, but he caught it right there on the grass, and that'll be out number 2 here. And step in the batter's box will be number 11, Mason Salisbury, the catcher and cleanup hitter for Moncks Corner. So Tyler Wright, the pitcher, will try to get out of this inning without any more runs coming in to score. So he'll look on from the stretch. Shortstop Hayden Hartzog is literally holding the runner on like he's the first baseman. First pitch in there to Salisbury is in there for a strike. So 0-1 count here to Salisbury. Right, looking on for his sign, and here's the pitch. High for ball one. 1-1 count here. 2 outs in the bottom of the third inning. 1 run is in to give Moncks Corner the 2-1 lead here. But we're still very early in this ball game. A lot of game left to be played here in the Dixie Boys State Championship game. Here's the pitch from right. Outside corner, strike 2. So 1-2 count here to Salisbury. Tyler Wright, the pitcher's ahead in the count. Looking to get the St. George All-Stars back in the dugout and up to bat for some more runs. So Wright will look on. Lambert has a good lead out there on second. He'll take a look at him from the stretch. Here's the pitch. Lambert will take off high, and the throw is in there in time at third. And Trevor Hill will throw out a sliding Lambert in at third base. So that'll end your inning, but not before Moncks Corner takes the lead 2-1 here in the Dixie Boys State Championship game. We'll move on to the top of the fourth. You're on the County Channel. We'll be back in just a minute.
The County Channel is also available on video on demand. Go to BeaufortCountySC.gov, scroll down to Public Meetings, click Watch Now, and then click the Video on Demand button and select your program from the list.
Call the meeting to order.
If you'd like a DVD of this program, click on the link on the right and fill out the order form. And thank you for watching the County Channel.
Hi, I'm Tony Mills. I'm a naturalist and educator here in the Low Country. You know, Beaufort County is an amazing place to live. Not only is it beautiful here, but we have an amazing diversity of living things. In this series, we're not going to travel to other parts of the world, like Africa or Asia, to see neat things. We're going to look at habitats right here in Beaufort County, and we're going to look at some of the animals and plants that make this area so special. Join me for Coastal Kingdom on the County Channel.
All right, back here for the top of the fourth, and Moncks Corner takes the lead there in the bottom of the third. Your score is now Moncks Corner 2, St. George 1. St. George will come out to bat and see if they can do some damage here. Leading off will be number 20, the third baseman, Jake Herndon. Lambert still on the mound. First pitch is hit hard to short. Proctor knocks it down, but he will throw on to first base. And I'm not sure why he even tried to throw it, because he had no chance of getting Herndon. And he will airmail it into the dugout. So that'll be an infield single for Herndon, but then he'll take second on the throwing error by Proctor. And St. George has a runner in scoring position quickly here in the top of the fourth inning. Coming to bat will be number 10, Landon Messick, who was the starting pitcher for St. George. First pitch is attempted bunt by Messick, and he misses for strike 1. So 0-1 count here. No outs, top of the fourth. Runner on second base for St. George. Next pitch from Lambert is again attempted bunt and missed by Landon Messick. So he's way behind now, 0-2 here in the count. So Lambert looking on. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Big strikeout there for Dylan Lambert. St. George had the idea of playing small ball, which I feel is probably the right idea, down 1 here in the top of the fourth, but they could not. Landon Messick could not get the bunt down. So here's the pitch from Lambert. Swung on and hit to short. Proctor will field it cleanly and throw on to first base for the second out of the inning. But Jake Herndon will move on to third. That was the batter, Hayden Hartzog. Hard hit ball, but right at the shortstop. Next up to bat will be number 12, the first baseman, Harrison Wimberly. So quickly 2 outs here. Lambert looking in for a sign here from the stretch. The pitch outside corner for strike 1. So Lambert working quickly. The St. George hitters have been extremely aggressive so far in actually the last couple of innings. Hard hit balls, but not being able to find the hole, and that is actually helping Lambert keep his pitch count down. So from the stretch, here's Lambert's next pitch. Swung on and tapped to third base. McGuire will come up, field it, and throw it on to first base for out number 3. So the leadoff hitter got on with the infield single and moved over to second on a throwing error. But the St. George All-Stars cannot get him into home to score. So your score remains Moncks Corner 2, St. George 1. We'll move on to the bottom of the 4th. You're here on the County Channel. We'll see you in just a minute. Ready for the bottom of the 4th here. Moncks Corner is leading 2-1, and they're coming back up to bat to see if they can extend their lead they have here. Leading off will be Mason Salisbury, who was up last inning, but when Dylan Lambert was thrown out third, it ended the inning. So he'll be back up here in the bottom of the 4th. First pitch from Tyler Wright is way outside for ball 1. Wright still pitching for the St. George All-Stars. Next pitch from Wright in the dirt for ball 2. 2-0 count now as Salisbury's ahead here. The catcher from Moncks Corner. Here's a pitch from Wright. Right in there, and wow, I don't know where that one missed, but that is ball 3. So quickly way ahead in the count is the hitter Mason Salisbury. We'll see if they give Mason the 3-0 green light. Here's the pitch way outside for ball 4. So 4 pitches, 4 balls there by Tyler Wright. And it looks like Steve Pauly's calling time. He'll get his courtesy runner over to first base. I believe that is Hampton Weathers once again, and yes, it is number 7. Hampton Weathers will come on to run. Steve Pauly, manager from Moncks Corner, having a conversation with the umpire, probably something to do with substitutions. So we'll resume play. Next up to bat for Moncks Corner will be number 6, A.J. Leggett. Trevor Hilton, the catcher for St. George, will run out to talk to his pitcher, Tyler Wright. But we're ready to get back to action here. So runner on first base, no outs here. Bottom of the 4th inning here at Oscar Frazier Park, field number 2, Bluffton, South Carolina. Tyler Wright's ready. He'll step off and look back the runner at first. Looks like Sumter is taking a 9-3 now in the junior boys game. Here's the pitch from Wright, low and outside for ball 1. So Wright's having a tough time finding the strike zone the last few pitches. He's looking in from the stretch, getting the sign from his catcher. Step off and pick off move to first. Weathers will make it back safely. So Wright will look back at the runner, Hampton Weathers. He's ready for the pitch. Here it comes. And Weathers will take off to second base. Throw from Hilton is barely late. Good throw down to second, but Weathers with good speed will slide in safely. The count is 1-1. 1-1 to the hitter, A.J. Leggett. So runner now in scoring position as Moncks Corner looks to extend their 2-1 lead here in the bottom of the fourth. Right from the stretch, he's looking back at the runner at second base. He's ready for his pitch, and here it comes. Swung on a hard hit ball back up to short. That'll get through, and Weathers will round third, and he will easily score to extend the Moncks Corner lead to 3-1 on an RBI single by A.J. Leggett. So 3-1 now. Good piece of hitting. Barely got by the pitcher, but it was a hard hit ground ball up the middle. So runner on first is A.J. Leggett. No outs here in the bottom of the fourth. Stepping in the batter's box will be number 10, Hagen Gregory, left fielder for Moncks Corner. So Tyler Wright from the stretch, he'll look back at the run on first, and Leggett will take off, really good speed. Hilton went to throw it and drop the ball, so he will slide into second without a throw. So another runner is on for the Moncks Corner All-Stars. Another runner in scoring position, I apologize. Here with no outs. Here's a pitch from Wright. In the dirt, and he'll get by the catcher, and Leggett will move on to third base. 2 pitches have been thrown. I'm not sure if it's 2-0 or 1-1 in here on the count. I believe 2-0. And St. George's coach will come out, and looks like we're going to have a pitching change. I believe left fielder Ivy Sweatman is going to come on to pitch, replacing Tyler Wright. So we'll take a quick break here. Come back. Your score is 3-1. Moncks Corner over St. George. You're on the County Channel. Back here at Oscar Frazier Park, Field 2, pitching change here for St. George. The left fielder, Ivy Sweatman, number 11, will come on to pitch and replace Tyler Wright. The score is Moncks Corner 3, St. George 1, and no outs here in the bottom of the fourth. Runner, A.J. Leggett on third base as he got on base with the RBI single, stole second, and then moved on to third on a pass ball. So 2-0 count to the hitter, Hagen Gregory. And Sweatman will come on for St. George to see if he can stop the damage that Moncks Corner has already done. From the stretch, Sweatman will look on, and here's his pitch. Bunt, and that's popped straight up back to the backstop. And there's been some pretty poor bunt attempts by both teams so far in this game. Coach Steve Pauly His team is extremely aggressive on the base path, and when he gets on a runner on third base, he has no problem trying to squeeze that runner home. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a second squeeze attempt. Here's the pitch from Sweatman, way outside. Ball 3, so 3-1 count now to the hitter, Hagan Gregory. Still no outs here in the bottom of the fourth. Here's the pitch from Sweatman, and it's in there to even the, or excuse me, not even the count, but run the count full. So full count here, runner on third base, no outs, bottom of the fourth. Moncks Corner is leading 3-1 over St. George. Here's a pitch from Sweatman, swung on and fouled off to the backstop. So Gregory will live to see another pitch. So it looks like Sweatman's ready again from the stretch. Here's the pitch. Swung on, big cut by Gregory, but fouled off to the backstop again. So still a full count here. Runner on third for Moncks Corner with no outs in the bottom of the fourth. Sweatman working quickly. He's back. He has a sign, and here's the pitch. Swung on and laced. Wow, right past Steve Pauly there, third base coach and manager for Moncks Corner. And Gregory will fight off some pitches here by the pitcher Sweatman. Sweatman stepping off, resetting. So we're ready to resume here. So payoff pitch coming from Sweatman, and here it is. Swung on and popped up to the right side. That will stay in play. The first baseman, Harrison Wimberly, will make the catch, or the first out of the bottom of the fourth. So Gregory could not do his job to get the run home from third. Stepping in the box is number 4, Ryan Pierce. Only one out here.
Now with the bat, number 4, Ryan Pierce.
Looks like Steve Pauly wants to have a, or no, apologize. It looks like umpire Mike Seeley, home plate umpire, will go say something and give Sweatman a new ball. Not sure what was said, but looks like we're ready to resume action. So one out here, bottom of the fourth inning. Runner on third base is A.J. Leggett, hitter Ryan Pierce. And here's a pitch. Bunt, beautiful bunt by Ryan Pierce. And they will have no chance of getting Leggett out at home. So Sweatman, the pitcher, will toss it on to first base for the second out, but not before Leggett comes home to score and extend the Moncks Corner lead to 4-1 here in the bottom of the fourth. So no runners on, 2 outs here, and Jackson Blackburn, the right fielder for Moncks Corner, will step in the batter's box. Here's a pitch from Sweatman, swung on and missed by Blackburn. Great bunt by the first baseman, Ryan Pierce, to get the run home. And as I said, Coach Steve Pauly has no problem with squeeze bunting runners home from third. Next pitch, check swing, and it will be called no strike. So 1-1 count here in the bottom of the fourth, 2 outs. Sweatman looking on from the stretch, and here's his pitch. Low, but in there for a strike. So 1-2 count here. Thank you to everyone viewing out there. Here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled to the backstop. So 1-2 count here to the hitter Blackburn. Sweatman looking to get St. George out of this inning without any more runs being scored. Swung on and chopper to the shortstop. Artside will field and throw on to first base for the third out of the inning. And that'll be it, but not before 2 runs come home to extend Moncks Corner lead to 4-1 over St. George. And we'll move on to the top of the 5th. You're here on the County Channel. We'll be right back.
serene, calm, peaceful. That is the field before the lines and bases are put down. The grounds crew performs this same ritual for every game on every field, laying chalk lines, putting down bases, mowing the outfield. It's as timeless as the game itself, and it's all in anticipation of 2 words: play ball.
All right, back here at Oscar Frazier Park, field number 2. We're here for the 2019 Dixie Boys State Tournament, and we're at Championship Thursday. Moncks Corners leading St. George right now 4-1 here in the top of the 5th. Leading off will be number 5, Manning Thompson, the DH today for St. George. Dylan Lambert still on the mound. Here's the first pitch from Lambert. Swung on and hard hit ball back up shortstop, and that will get through and get past J.P. Proctor for a hit. So leadoff single for the hitter Manning Thompson, and St. George looking to get some runners on to have a chance to cut into this 4-1 lead. So coming to the plate, looks like we might have a pinch hitter or sub. Number 15, Clinton Westbury, will step into the batter's box. So that will be Clinton Westbury pinch hitting for the current pitcher, Ivy Sweatman. So runner on first base, leadoff single for St. George here in the top of the 5th. They definitely need to get runners on here to have a chance to cut into this 4-1 lead. So Lambert will look on from the stretch. He'll look back at the run on first. And here's his pitch. Swung on and tapped towards the pitcher, but not before it hits his ankle to go into fair territory. So that'll be 1 strike here, 0-1 count on the batter, Clinton Westbury. Here's the pitch from Lambert in the dirt outside for ball 1. Quick throw down to first base, but not in time. I tell you, you won't find much better of a defensive catcher than Moncks Corners' Mason Salisbury. Here's the pitch and ground ball over to short. Proctor, tough time filling it. Bobs it, but he'll try to throw on the first base, and they will not be in time. Proctor, that normally plays third base for Moncks Corner, but Dylan Lambert, the routine shortstop, is pitching, so Proctor is the one who replaced him, and he's having a tough time out there in the field today. So runner on first and second, no outs here in the top of the 5th, and coming to bat will be back to the top of the lineup in number 4, second baseman Hunter Hartsock. So St. George has something cooking here in the top of the 5th. Lambert will look in for the sign. And here's his pitch. A little high for ball 1. Lambert's pitched really well. I believe he's only given up 1 or 2 hits. His defense has made a couple errors, but he's pitched well so far here. Next pitch is fouled off to the backstop. Run the count even 1-1. About ready to resume play after the on-deck hitter helped the umpire get the foul ball. So Lambert's ready from the stretch, looking on. Here's the pitch, swung on and tapped over to third base. McGuire will field it and throw on to second to get the runner. but that's all the Moncks Corner All-Stars will be able to get. So now we'll have one out here in the top of the fifth. The runners on first and third. And coming to the bat will be the catcher, number 9, Trevor Hilton. The heart of the order coming up. So St. George looking to try to even this ball game up somehow here in the top of the fifth. As I said, one out here. Lambert looking on from the stretch. Here's his pitch. Runner will take off from first. They will throw down to second, but not in time, as it was a tough pitch to throw on. So runners both now in scoring position at second and third. 1-0 count on the hitter, Hilton. So Lambert looking in. He has his sign. Here's the pitch. Attempted bunt by Hilton, but it'll fall out of play in foul territory. So 1-1 count now, one out. Top of the fifth inning. Third base coach will call timeout to speak to his hitter. So 1-1 pitch coming here. Hilton swings and hits a pop-up in foul territory, but kind of in no man's land. Great hustle there by the third baseman, Miller McGuire, and the catcher, Mason Salisbury. But it'll fall safely, and Hilton will live to see another pitch. 1-2 count here. One out. Runners on first and third for St. George. Down 4-1 to Moncks Corner, but they have a lot going for them here so far here in the top of the fifth. Runners on second and third, I apologize. Here's a pitch from Lambert, and Hilton will foul it off, battling up there at the plate. So runner on second and third. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Lambert. Swung on and missed, and that's a big strikeout for out number 2. So Lambert will look to get out of this inning and keep the 4-1 lead for Moncks Corner, but a big bat is stepping in the batter's box. Tyler Wright will come up to hit. And it looks like with an open base, they're going to put Tyler Wright on, which, to be honest with you, is probably the smart move. Kid's a really good hitter, and you can tell he's not very pleased. So with 2 outs here in the top of the fifth, they'll intentionally put Tyler Wright on. So bases are loaded now, and stepping up to the plate will be number 20, Jake Herndon. Jake Herndon trying to make the Moncks Corner All-Stars pay for walking right. Here's the pitch. All-speed pitches left up high for ball 1. Here's a pitch from Lambert. Swung on, hit to the right side, but right at the first baseman, Ryan Pearson. He'll step on first for out number 3. And that will do it for the St. George All-Stars here in the top of the fifth. 3 runners left on. Your score is still Moncks Corner 4, St. George 1. We'll move on to the bottom of the fifth. You're here on the County Channel. We'll see you in just a second. here for the bottom of the 5th inning. Dixie Boys State Tournament Championship Day, first game, and maybe the only game if the score remains. Moncks scored 4, St. George 1. But we're looking forward to the rest of this game. Leading off the bottom of the 5th will be number 1, Ben Cohen, who led off the 4th inning with a leadoff double for Moncks Corner before being thrown out in a pickle at home plate. Here's the pitch, and the first pitch is hit sharply down the left field line, but foul. So quickly, 0-1 count here to the batter, Cohen. Sweatman still on the mound for St. George. Sweatman looking in, and here's the pitch. Nice all-speed pitch, but I have no clue where that one missed. That looked like it was a perfect all-speed pitch, but the umpire, Mike Seeley, will call it ball 1. So 1-1 count here, no outs, bottom of the 5th inning. Sweatman look on, and here's the pitch. Swung on and hit softly to the right side. Wimberly will take a couple steps back there at first and catch it easily for out number 1. So 1 out here, bottom of the 5th inning, and back to the top of the lineup for Moncks Corner, number 5, J.P. Proctor. J.P. had a single last inning and came around to score one of the runs for Moncks Corner. So 1 out here, bottom of the 5th. Ivy Sweatman doing a good job for St. George. And first pitch in there to Proctor is all-speed pitch for a strike. So 0-1 count to the current shortstop for Moncks Corner, J.P. Proctor. Next pitch, another all-speed pitch, barely misses outside corner. 1-1 count now. So 1-1 pitch coming. Here it is, way outside. 2-1 count now. 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Moncks Corner looking to extend their lead as they're winning at the moment 4-1 over St. George. Here's the pitch from Sweatman, another outside. So 3-1 count now. 3-1 count on J.P. Proctor. So Sweatman taking his time here, getting his breath, ready for the next pitch. He has his sign. And here it is. Swung on and hit pretty deep, but not deep enough in right field, as Connor Carrollton will, I apologize, I believe that is Landon Messick's out there in right field. So long out there, 2 outs now in the bottom of the 5th. Step in the batter's box, be number 3, Dylan Lambert, who's done a good job the last 3 innings for Moncks Corner, giving up no runs. First pitch is in there for a strike to Dylan. Dylan looking on, and here's the pitch from Sweatman. Hard hit ball to the left side, but that'll get out of play for strike 2. So 0-2 count here to the batter, Dylan Lambert. 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. St. George looking to quickly make work. Next pitch is a pop up in the right field, but the right fielder must have been playing pretty deep, and it'll get by him. And Lambert, good speed out there, good hustle, make it to second base on the air by the right fielder. So Moncks Corner now has a runner in scoring position, and we'll give Lambert, I guess, a single on the play and make second on the air by the right fielder. Next up the bat will be number 9, Miller McGuire. Sweatman looking on from the stretch, steps off to make sure to keep Lambert honest there at second base. Sweatman looking on, he has his sign, and he steps off again. Not sure he likes what signs he's getting from the catcher. Looking in again, and he has it. And here's the pitch. outside, and that's a wild pitch. It'll get past the catcher as Lambert scampers to third base. So now a runner on third. 2 outs here in the bottom of the fifth. St. George quickly getting the first 2 out, but having a hard time getting the next 2 by the Moncks Corner All-Stars. McGuire up to bat. I believe it's a 2-0 count. Maybe, yeah, I think it's a 2-0 count to the hitter. That'll be in there for a strike. That'll run the count 1-1, 1-1 count. Sweatman from the stretch. He'll step off, and I think Lambert's really bothering him over there at third base. Here's a pitch from Sweatman. Way outside, but good stop by the catcher, Trevor Hilton, to keep that ball from going to the backstop, because that would have easily scored a run for Moncks Corner. So 2-1 count here to the third baseman, Miller McGuire. Winning pitcher, actually Leggett got the win last night, but Miller pitched last night for Moncks Corner. Swung on and hard hit ball, and that'll get by a diving Hayden Hartzog at shortstop. And Lambert will come in to score. So a 2-out RBI single by Miller McGuire, and that'll extend Moncks Corner's lead to 5-1 over the St. George All-Stars. And coming to bat will be number 11, the catcher, Mason Salisbury. Moncks Corner is a very sound baseball team. They'll run you to death and go station to station. Smart baseball club. St. George All-Stars are the same. You don't get to this level without being a good baseball team. First pitch to Salisbury's fouled out of play. St. George has a very sound defensive team. Hartzog right there almost made a miraculous diving stop there, but it popped over his glove. But they don't make many errors out there in the field, do the St. George All-Stars. So Sweatman looking on for the signal, and here comes the pitch. Swung on and laced back up to center field. On the play, number 9, Miller McGuire, was running the second, and he ran over the shortstop. I'm not sure what happened there. I think Steve Pauly is going to ask to see if the runner or the shortstop was in the baseline. So runners will now be on the corners for the Moncks Corner All-Stars. And McGuire knocked over the shortstop, Hayden Hartzog, as he was rounding shortstop. It looked like Hartzog was probably standing on the base. And that'll be a single for Mason Salisbury. Looks like St. George's coach will call time and come to speak to his pitcher, and actually his whole infield. Take this time to thank everyone that's been involved in this state tournament, my athletic staff who have worked a lot of hours, our volunteers that have helped us out that we desperately needed for these tournaments, along with our grounds crew who has kept the ball fields looking great and quickly getting our games started in between games, getting the field ready. I'd like to thank our county channel staff on what they have done to get these games broadcasted. I know we've gotten a lot of compliments on the work they've done this week, so I'd like to thank them for that. And just thank all the fans, players, and coaches that have attended and listened to us. We thank you very much. We love doing these tournaments, and we hope one day you come back to see us again here in Bluffton, South Carolina, in Beaufort County. So anyway, ready to resume play. Runners on the corners for Moncks Corner, and coming into play will be the number 6, A.J. Leggett, who had an RBI single last inning. And I believe Leggett came around to score as well. 5-1 lead here for Moncks Corner. They've scored 1 here with 2 outs and looking to add, if not 1, 2 more. And it looks like even if there's a runner on, they're going to walk Leggett to get to the hitter, number 10, Hagan Gregory. So bases are loaded now. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And Moncks Corner's looking to blow this game wide open. Sweatman looking on from the stretch, and here's his pitch. High and inside. Fake throw over to third, which gets by the pitcher. Okay. McGuire, as he goes back into third, he's fixing his pants, and the catcher throws it over the pitcher's head, but runners will stay put. So 1-0 count now on the batter, Hagan Gregory. Here's the pitch in the dirt. Nice block by Trevor Hilton there behind the plate. He's had a tough game today. He's gotten beat up pretty bad back there. Doing a good job holding the runner at third on that block. So 2-0 count here to Hagan Gregory. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Here's the pitch from Sweatman. Swung on and hit right back up the middle. That'll get through, and one run will score. Another one will come around third base to score. Leggett will slide in safely to second, and then on the throw, Gregory will move down to second base. So a 2 RBI single, I guess you could say double since he made it on to second base. But big 2-out hit there by Hagan Gregory, who only came up in that scenario because the St. George coaches intentionally walked A.J. Leggett. So your score is now Moncks Corner 7, St. George 1. We're still here in the bottom of the 5th, and the coach from St. George is going to come out to speak to his pitcher, and I believe there will be a pitching change. So we're going to step away for a minute. We'll come right back for the pitching change. All right, back here for the bottom of the 5th. Still 2 outs in the inning. Moncks Corner has added to their lead. It is now 7-1. New pitcher for St. George will be number 12, Harrison Wimberly. Batting is Ryan Pierce, first baseman for Moncks Corner, who had an RBI sacrifice last inning. First pitch is in the low in the dirt, and that'll get by the catcher. Wild pitch will score A.J. Leggett to extend the Moncks Corner lead to 8-1. So 1-0 count here to the first baseman, number 4, Ryan Pierce. Runner from second, Hagan Gregory, does move over to third base. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Next pitch from Wimberly, outside corner for strike one. 1-1 count here. So 1-1 count. Wimberly looking on from the stretch. Here's his pitch. Outside, and that gets by the catcher. And Gregory will come on in to score. To make it a 9-1 lead for the Moncks Corner All-Stars. So that'll clear the bases now. 2-1 count on the hitter Pierce. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. So Wimberly will stay in the stretch. He'll toe the rubber, and here's the next pitch. Nice cut fastball there. That'll run the count 2-2. 2 outs here, bottom of the 5th inning. Moncks Corner's blown this game wide open. It's 9-1 now. They're leading St. George. Next pitch from Wimberly's way outside for ball 3, running the count full. So full count, 2 outs. Here's the payoff pitch. Swung on and hit to the right side, but foul. So Pierce will fight off that pitch and live to see another. Pierce will step back in the box. Wimberly from the stretch. And here's your pitch. In the dirt for ball 4. So Pierce will trot on down to first base. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th, and step in the batter's box will be number 2, Jackson Blackburn. St. George has fought in this state tournament, losing earlier in the week to Moncks Corner and fighting their way back yesterday to making it a championship day. Wimberly looking Pierce back at first. He's looking at home, and he's ready for the pitch on outside corner for strike 1. So 0-1 count here to Blackburn, the right fielder for Moncks Corner. Jackson. Wimberly looking on. Here's his 0-1 pitch, little outside for ball 1. So 1-1 count here, 2 outs, bottom of the 5th inning. Wimberly's 1-1 pitch on the way. High for ball 2. So 2-1 count, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 9-1 lead for Moncks Corner. They only need 2 more here to win the ball game. Swung on and missed there by Jackson Blackburn to even the count at 2-2. So 2-2 count, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. St. George looking to get out of this inning without any further damage. Here's the pitch, a low one in the dirt, and that'll get past the catcher, Trevor Hilton. Pierce will advance to second on the wild pitch. I'll run the count full here. Wimberly looking to get Blackburn out. Looking on, here's the pitch from Wimberly. Outside corner, called strike 3. And that'll do it for the bottom of the 5th inning, but not before Moncks Corner takes a commanding lead, 9-1 over St. George. We'll move on to the top of the 6th. You're on the County Channel. We'll talk to you in just a minute.
The County Channel is also available on video on demand. Go to BeaufortCountySC.gov, scroll down to Public Meetings, click Watch Now, and then click the Video on Demand button and select your program from the list.
Call the meeting to order.
If you'd like a DVD of this program, click on the link on the right and fill out the order form. And thank you for watching the County Channel.
Did you put a new dent in that? This one? No. Were you texting and driving again? Yes.
Hi, Leah.
Hi, Dad.
Sorry about your bumper.
Back here, ready for the top of the 6th. Your score is Moncks Corner 9, St. George 1. First pitch from Dale Lambert's popped up to the right side. Ben Cohen for second baseman. Moncks Corner will come over and catch it for out number 1 of the 6th. So 1 pitch, 1 out. Moncks Corner did a great job last inning of giving themselves a comfortable lead going into the final 2 innings of the game. Next up to bat will be Hayden Hartzog, and Hayden will take the first pitch and hit it back up the middle. Nice play, diving stop by J.P. Proctor, but Hartzog with good speed will easily make it to first base. Infield single there for Hartzog. I believe that's the second hit of the game for him. So St. George has a runner on here, 1 out, top of the 6th inning. Step into the plate will be number 12. The pitcher now for St. George, Harrison Wimberly. Dylan Lambert still on the mound for Moncks Corner. Here's the first pitch to Wimberly in there for strike 1. Lambert's done a good job. The Moncks Corner All-Stars have a great pitching staff here. Here's the next pitch from Lambert, and that'll be way inside, and that'll hit Wimberly. So with 1 out here, or excuse me, yeah, 1 out. With 1 out here in the top of the 6th, St. George has runners on first and second base. And step in the batter's box will be number 5, Manning Thompson. Next pitch from Lambert, swung on, hit hard to third base. McGuire slides and steps on third and a throw it to first for a double play. Man, Manning Thompson hit a hard ground ball down the line, but what a great play by Miller McGuire to double up and get out of that inning. So Moncks Corner will move on to the bottom of the 6th. They're still leading 9-1. You're here on the County Channel. I'll be back in a minute. right, you're here on the County Channel. Bottom of the 6th inning here at field number 2, Dixie Boys State Championship Day. Moncks Corner's leading 9-1 over St. George at the moment, and they're looking to put 2 runs on the board and end this game here in the bottom of the 6th. Leading off will be number 1, Ben Cohen, second baseman for Moncks Corner. New pitcher for St. George will be number 20, Jake Herndon. So Herndon's ready for the windup, and here's the pitch. Swung on, tapped to third base. He'll step up, throw a strike. That'll be Landon Messick's, third baseman now throw a strike over to first base for out number 1. So quickly, 1 pitch, 1 out here for St. George. Next up to battle will be number 5, J.P. Proctor. And there's going to be timeout called. I'm not sure what's going on here.
I'm aware of that, Alex. What throws me off, that makes me mad. You work for me today.
So there's a little discussion by the umpires. Not sure what's going on, but we'll resume play. J.P. Proctor will now be hitting for the Moncks Corner All-Stars here, 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. Herndon pitching, and he's here from the windup. Here's his pitch to Proctor, high and outside for ball 1. Next pitch to Proctor is again high and outside, ball 2. So quickly behind the hitter 2-0 here's Herndon. Next pitch is hit high and deep to left field, but yet again it'll be just a noisy out as the left fielder will corral it in for out number 2. So St. George making sure they get another chance at coming back in this game quickly. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th, and step into the plate will be the pitcher, Dylan Lambert, who came on in the 2nd inning, has done a great job for Moncks Corner. First pitch is line is right at the third baseman. Messick will knock it down, throw it on to first, but not in time as the speedy Lambert gets down the line. That'll probably be a hit on the play because that ball hit something and popped and hit Landon Messick in the chest, and he made a great play to pick it up and throw a strike to first, but not in time. So Moncks Corner will have 1 on now, 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th, and Miller McGuire will step to the plate. First pitch is hit right to the third baseman again. Landon Messick will step, throw a strike to first base for out number 3. So we'll move on to the top of the 7th inning. St. George is down to their last 3 outs here in this game. Moncks Corner leads 9-1. We'll see you in just a minute. You're on the County Channel.
The County Channel is also available on video on demand. Go to BeaufortCountySC.gov, scroll down to Public Meetings, click Watch Now, and then click the Video on Demand button and select your program from the list.
Call the meeting to order.
If you'd like a DVD of this program, click on the link on the right and fill out the order form. And thank you for watching the County Channel.
Back here on the County Channel for the top of the 7th inning. Your score here from field number 2 at Oscar Frazier Park is Moncks Corner 9, St. George 1. And we're down to the last 3 outs here of the Dixie Boys State Tournament. Leading off will be number 3, Caleb Byron. First pitch to Caleb Byron is swung on and missed for strike 1. Dylan Lambert still on to pitching for Moncks Corner, who has pitched a gem so far in this game. Next pitch is fouled off to the right side. That'll make it all the way on to field 3. So that'll be quickly 2 strikes here on the hitter Byron. Lambert working quickly. Next pitch, curveball in there, a little low for ball 1. 1-2 count now on the hitter Caleb Byron. Lambert once again. Here's the next pitch. Big curveball. Doesn't seem to get in there. It must be a little inside. 2-2 count now on the hitter Caleb Byron. Next pitch coming. Swung on. Big cut by Byron, but fouled off to the backstop. So ready for the 2-2 pitch here. Way outside, and Byron will battle the count back. So now 3-2 count, run it full here with no outs in the top of the 7th inning. Lambert looking on from the windup, payoff pitch, swung on, laced back up the middle, and that'll be a leadoff single for the hitter, Caleb Byron. St. George needs every runner they can get on base here, and that was a nice piece of hitting by Byron with a leadoff single to center. Next on the bat, we'll be back at the top of the lineup at number 4, Hunter Hartzog. Lambert from the stretch. Here's the pitch, swung on, foul back to the backstop. 0-1 count here, no outs in the top of the 7th inning. Pickoff attempt, but Byron will slide back in safely. So 1 strike here, no balls, no outs, top of the 7th inning. Lambert ready for the next pitch. Here it is, swung on, popped up to the left side. J.P. Proctor will settle under it and make the catch for the first out of the inning. So 1 out here in the top of the 7th. Next on the bat will be number 9, Trevor Hilton. So Dylan Lambert's looking into Hilton, the hitter, runner on first base. First pitch is outside for ball 1. Next pitch to Hilton's fouled off to the backstop to even the count at 1-1. So 1-1 count here, runner on first base, 1 out, top of the 7th inning. St. George, 2 outs to stay alive in this tournament. Moncks Corner is only 2 outs away from being the state championship of the Dixie Boys State Tournament. Next pitch outside corner, and actually it was a 1-2 count, and the umpire will pump Trevor Hilton out for out number 2 here, top of the 7th inning, and now stepping out of the batter's box will be Tyler Wright. So 2 outs here, top of the 7th inning. Lambert looking on from the stretch. Here's the pitch, chopped to the left side. Diving McGuire knocks the ball past to the left field. Runner will try to make it to third, and he will be tagged out for the 3rd out, final out of this Dixie Boys State Tournament. And Moncks Corner will move on to represent South Carolina in the 2019 Dixie Boys World Series. Great game and great tournament by both teams. I want to thank St. George for their battling and staying in this tournament. But your final score is Moncks Corner 9, St. George 1, and Moncks Corner is your World Series champions. Thank you everybody for, state champions. Anyway, so the state champions for the Dixie Boys, they'll move on to the World Series. Thanks everybody for tuning in. You're here on the County Channel. Please make sure if you would like to purchase a DVD, you call us or view our website for more information. We'll see you soon. Thank you for having a great tournament. Take care.
The County Channel is also available on video on demand. Go to BeaufortCountySC.gov, scroll down to Public Meetings, Click Watch Now and then click the Video on Demand button and select your program from the list.
Call the meeting to order.
If you'd like a DVD of this program, click on the link on the right and fill out the order form. And thank you for watching the County Channel.